this brother, Gervonta Davis, Tank Davis, the time has come for the world to recognize this is one of the top 5 fighters on the planet.
Who do you want to see him fight next?
Shakur Stevenson, the fabulous boxer. The punch, I don't think he could take a punch from Gervonta Davis. Yeah. I don't see it. Gervonta Davis might be the best in the world. He can punch, he's a knockout artist. He can box, he's not given enough credit for it, okay? He closes, he finishes. Once he smells blood, he's like a shark in blood-infested waters, Molly. He will finish you, okay? And by the way, he is an elite boxer.
Stephen A. Smith took direct aim at Shakur Stevenson for not putting pen to paper on the bout with Gervonta Davis. In his view, Stevenson is avoiding a matchup he likely wouldn't win. Smith made it clear he sees Davis as the sharper threat, the more dangerous presence, and a fighter who has earned considerably greater respect.
For legitimate fight purposes, Gervonta Davis, to me, is the #1 attraction in boxing. He's the #1 attraction in boxing. He will finish you. Yeah. He will close. And this brother comes, and he's one of those guys. They call him, the mini Mike, as a Mike Tyson. Yeah. He's willing to take a punch to give it now. Yeah. And I haven't seen him hurt. He got bruised. Yep. He might have bruises, but I ain't seen nobody wobble him. I ain't seen anybody hurt.
Gervonta Davis has consistently criticized Shakur Stevenson, portraying him as a fighter built around caution rather than impact. Davis argues Stevenson lacks meaningful power and doesn't offer the kind of action that excites the public. From his perspective, that defensive style may be effective on paper, but it fails to create the kind of buzz that captures fan attention.
135 contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, well, of course he's now 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at, he didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 126, 30 or none of that.
He is good.
Okay. How can you, all that's just okay.
Rolly Romero also entered the conversation, insisting Shakur Stevenson would struggle badly against Gervonta Davis. He pointed to Stevenson's resume, arguing it still lacks victories over truly elite or marquee-level opposition. According to Romero, that missing layer of proven top-tier success makes it hard to place Stevenson in a serious competitive discussion with Tank. He added that Davis owns the strongest resume in the 135 division.
Has a better resume than Tank at 135. Loma retired. Yeah, active.
Shakur before he moved on?
Shakur has a better resume.
At 130.
Who has Shakur beat?
But who's Tank really like? Other than that,
everyone Tank's beat became world champion. So tell me, that electrician dude was a good win at 35.
Electrician. What do you want about?
Who he beat? Name me 3 Shakur opponents.
I think Shakur, bro. But when you look at Tank, all right. All right. Tell me.
Oscar Valdez, that had his jaw broken in 2018, that's been burnt out and off the juice for a while now.
So who's Tank's best win? Who's Tank's best win?
There's plenty of them.
Who's Tank's best win?
We all became world champion after.
Fair enough.
Rolly Romero also spoke about the issues surrounding Gervonta Davis, saying difficult periods are part of life and that people on the outside rarely know every detail. He voiced his support for Tank and said he hopes to see him back soon, doing what he does best inside the ring.
For me, it's sad, but Gervonta Tank Davis can't stay out of trouble. I know he's been bailed out, but just your thoughts on the whole thing?
Just because his stuff went public, everyone done gone into some trouble, you know? Just, I mean, like I said, when you're the big fish, you know, all you gotta do is just keep to yourself, man, in reality. But like I said, at the end of it, we don't know what truly happened or any of that stuff. They could all say whatever, you know, there's 2 sides to every single story.
We'll see him return?
Yeah, I want to see Gervonta Davis. Bro, he's one of the most entertaining fighters in boxing.
Is he still as good as, I mean, if you look at the resume, no win in 18 months, etc., is he still as good? Can he still hang?
He fought once in 18 months.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, dude,
I'm saying activity's important in this game.
Okay, well, I mean, he tried to fight, but I mean, things happen, you know?
Against Jake Paul, Rolly.
The what?
Against Jake Paul, though.
Yeah, but so what, man? So what, man?
You part of the Tank fan club, that's fair.
What?
You're in the Tank fan club.
Bro, I like Tank, bro. Tank's a great fighter, bro. Dude, they all want to talk bad about Tank, but man, dude, done everyone Tank beat ended up becoming world champion later.
Mike Tyson offered a strong opinion of his own, saying Gervonta Davis is the one fighter he believes can defeat Shakur Stevenson. Tyson highlighted Tank's explosive power, precise timing, and natural finishing instinct, suggesting those qualities could eventually crack Stevenson's slick defensive style.
Fighter, he is a great fighter. You know, especially when he's serious about it. You know, I don't know if he's as serious as he used to be, but when he was serious, he was a hell of a fighter. Nobody came close. He's the only one I gave a chance against Shakur and that guy, Shakur Davis, they're scary fighters too. They're sophisticated. The other guys are sophisticated and mean, but Tank is just the force of nature. You know, you just gotta give him the credit. You know, even though he's talk stuff, he's the man. Shakur and Tank, oh God, I don't even. Ooh, it's gonna be interesting because if Shakur handles this guy like he did Lopez, I was in hell with him. I was in hell with Shakur there. If he just handles this guy like he did, I was in hell with him. Somebody gotta give him a fight though, but you gotta be very sophisticated to know how to fight. This is when I know you lost against Shakur. This is when I know you lost. You see when he does this stuff? Once you start doing this stuff and looking at him, oh, it's over.
Mike Tyson also said a clash between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis would be must-watch boxing. He pointed out that Stevenson doesn't necessarily need knockout power to succeed, since his skill set, movement, and ability to pile up points could allow him to outbox Tank. Tyson also feels Davis is exactly the kind of opponent who would force Stevenson to perform at his absolute highest level.
Who will win out of Shakur and Gervonta?
Yeah. Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. I like to go with Tank because of the, everyone's gonna go with Tank, but it would be a very interesting fight.
How could, for us that are not boxing analysts, how could Shakur beat him if he can't hurt him? That would be my question.
Listen, you don't have to hurt him, you just have to outscore him. Shakur takes a good shot though, He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. And it's boring watching sometimes. But he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat.
So when the speed picks up and the aggression starts,
to bring out the best in Shakur, you gotta pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a monster right now.
Stephen A. Smith said he wants to see Gervonta Davis step up to 140 pounds and test himself against bigger names. He specifically mentioned Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Shakur Stevenson, arguing that Tank has the ability to take over the division. In Smith's view, legacy is built by chasing defining fights against elite opposition.
The mindset that Tank is so much stronger than people realize, so much more powerful of a puncher than people realize. I want to see him up at the 140-pound limit. Don't make a Ryan Garcia come down to 135. Don't have the hydration clause in there. Yeah. Don't avoid, and he's not avoiding anybody. But I'd also like to see him against a Teofimo Lopez.
Eddie Hearn believes Shakur Stevenson remains one of boxing's most overlooked talents. He says many fans fail to appreciate him because his victories are built on precision, defense, and ring IQ rather than dramatic knockouts. For Hearn, Stevenson's control of distance, time, and technical sharpness make him exceptionally hard to beat at the top level.
I think Shakur is massively underrated in terms of his achievements and his ability. Everyone in boxing knows how good Shakur is. He is pound for pound, top 5 in terms of quality. But look at the achievements of the young man. At 28 years of age, he's already a 3-division world champion. This is to become a 4-division world champion.
Roy Jones Jr. praised Shakur Stevenson as arguably the standout fighter across the 135-140 division. He pointed to Stevenson's elite footwork, defensive discipline, and advanced technique as defining strengths. Jones stressed that those tools make him a nightmare matchup, especially for opponents who don't fully understand movement and ring IQ.
You don't understand, defense isn't with your hands, it's with your feet. And he has the best foot defense of the game. Mm-hmm. So if he uses it for defense, when it's strictly defense, yes. But when you want to make it offensive, you can't do the same. You got to cut it in half. And that's the only thing he had a problem. Once he learns that or figures that out, he gonna be a killer.
Would the skill he has now make him the best out of them 4?
Right now, no. Because some people gonna say, boy, and the reason the rest of them don't want to fight him is because they know he know that back foot game so well that he's not gonna engage. until he wants to engage. And that's a good thing too. But for the fans and to be
Not right now.
The ratings, you got to be able to engage when they need you to engage. If you can't, then you're gonna become bored. So he's not boring unless you don't understand boxing.
Right.
You understand boxing, he's not boring.
With international tensions rising and boxing's priorities continuing to shift, Turki Alalshik appears increasingly focused on major headline events, especially those involving British stars such as Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. That change could have major consequences for fighters like Shakur Stevenson, who may no longer have the freedom to take several tune-up bouts before stepping in with elite opposition.
Was getting paid by Turki Alalshik and the Saudis, and then he switched over to Paramount Plus, right? And acted like he was going to do both at the same time. Well, with the war in Iran, he can't do either. So that means both of them are up in the air. Now, what does that mean for real fighters? It's okay for real fighters. It's going to work out for just fine for Shakur Stevenson. It's going to work out just fine for guys like Devin Haney, and provided Devin doesn't go over to Zuffa. It's going to turn out fine for those guys, as long as they can actually win the fights that they get.
Instead, fighters in that position may be pushed directly into far tougher assignments where they must prove their level immediately. In earlier eras, names like Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terrence Crawford were able to build toward mega fights over multiple outings, but that slower path may no longer be realistic in the current boxing landscape.